Welcome back, welcome back. Hello, everybody. And before we begin this broadcast to you out there who are listening, taking your nerdy time and investing it in listening to the Dresselhime campaign brought to you by the TTRPG Project, I would just like to inform all of you that we are brought to you by the TTRPG Project app.com. For those of you who are interested, you can go on over there because we are brought to you by people who become members and help us keep this going. And if you like our game and all that jazz, it really kind of helps and spread the word and adopt the rules, put it in your game, all that jazz, all those fun plugs and all that so I don't have to edit it in later. And now, hello cast, welcome back to the table full of non-professionals with our duct tape operation.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Welcome back, Dawning Titans and surviving member of Gravewatch.
There's only one because I'm so sorry.
He do be watching graves.
Jesus Christ!
Sometimes names are... Oh, what power in a name. Now...
What's in a name,
I mean, to be fair, as far as we know, it's potentially only one.
So...
True. We've been gone for 2 months.
Are you suggesting that James died within that time frame?
Could have. He's an alchemist. You never know what could happen. Mix the wrong things together, boom, you die.
Dead. That's terrible.
Yeah, I'd hope you have more faith in the alchemist you hired.
I didn't have a whole lot of faith. I had a little bit, though.
So, we have journeyed across the wild tundran plains to return to the town. You have reached out and made contact with Lephistus, who was quite happy to hear of your survival. As you approach and the gates and banners of Corvus come into view of your marching party, there you see black banners bearing white visages of human and elf and dragonborn and all species upon them. Different pennants flying from different standards. You hear music loudly bellowing. Not loud enough to tell what's being played, but loud enough to hear the chorus and the commotion. And you hear firecrackers and chanting and people clearly screaming as the smells of roasted meat begins to waft and fill your nostrils. You have returned to the town of Corvus during some event.
Is Marco still with us, or is he?
Your cook is with you, so
away?
you all have just now begun to approach the town gates.
Can I ask Marco if he knows anything about, what festival is going on or might be going on, based on the time?
He kind of twitches his ears a little bit. Thinks, how long do you think we are in that tree?
We were gone about 2 months, Marco. At least a month in the tree, and
So,
about a month coming back.
if it's once, then it's the week of the dead.
Dead? What?
What is the Week of the Dead?
It's a drinking festival to honor all the dead who didn't come back at the end of adventure seasoning.
Ah,
I'm gonna reach out for Marco's shoulder. You didn't tell me there was alcohol involved beforehand.
I didn't know it'd been inside a tree for 2 months.
well, Marco, that 2 months has passed.
Oh.
A lot of time has passed since we've been in the tree. But I guess let's head into town. Go see what's going on.
Okay. The party troop, you make your way to the gates of the town. You see the local town's guard, the Dragonborn, dressed in their mail, all holding their halberds, casually leaning against the otherwise lightly open and lightly guarded gate. They both have steins. They see you approaching, trudging through the sleet and snow, and you're just soaked, wet, and cold. Everybody roll constitution checks real quick.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
What? How have you raced to death?
What time of day is it as we're walking through?
Oh, we're about to hit town right around 11-ish in the morning.
81?
You said Constitution,
79.
right?
Yes.
I got 108.
Okay. I got a nat 1.
Well done.
Excellent, excellent.
Be dead.
So
No, it's
So-
not. Don't lie to me.
Everyone who rolled higher than 50, don't worry about this. Did anyone roll other than the nat 1? Did anyone get under 50?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, that's the
So
big
it's
one.
just the nat 1.
Boys, please.
Nope.
Your mother's dying.
All of you are
I guess we're all watching. Freeze out.
all of you are cold and wet. Okay? But Guinevere particularly, she's got like the icicle nostril tusks things going on.
No.
Hair is just been, you guys have been covered in sleet for so long that Guinevere's hair is just like one giant frozen dreadlock. And right about now, Guinevere, you're telling yourself, you know, I'm pretty sure boys are harder at this point. Because in a dark, comical way, you're going, my daughter never did this. Shh.
I just lean over to Gout. Hey man, I'm pretty sure Mom over there is either gonna freeze to death or kill us with the icicles coming out of her nose. So we should hurry up.
Either way? Yeah. Probably a good idea.
You approach the gates. They're a little surprised to see anybody traveling in this weather, but they hail you.
I walk past them, lift up my hat. Top of the morning, gentlemen, and then keep on trudging.
Well, they're stopping you. They want, who the fuck are you? They're surprised to see you, but they're not, but they're still guards.
And I'll whip out my keystone, showing that we're the Downing Titans. Lift the hat. Top of the morning, gentlemen, and
He immediately begins counting. You have 2 extra.
The
Immediately, Akiba produces his own to identify himself. And that just leaves the new elf.
I follow in suit.
Brave Watch. Alright, so here, Dawning Titans, Master Akiba of Akiba's books, and Grave Watch. Wait, the Dawning Titans. Ah, I see. And he closes and he motions for the other guard. Hey, go in. Okay. So, we're going to have you get in this cart, and we're going to be taking you to meet with the magistrate right away. We were told that you'd be arriving. He's being notified immediately, and your arrival has been most weighted.
when we drop our cook off, his family has been waiting for him, as well as the magistrate's been waiting for
I
us.
believe our orders were to send all of you.
Understood.
Yes. We'll send word, of course, to your estate to inform them about your cook if you like. And he motions for a runner, and you see a young squire kind of like, oh yeah, okay, on my way, and off he goes.
Oh, I was gonna motion for Marco and have him tell the runner anything he wants to tell his sisters.
Best keep personal informations till you see each other. You've all, well, the magistrate will explain.
Okay.
Alright, you all... Does anybody resist the loading into the covered wagon?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Bath would have been nice first.
Oh, don't worry. You stay around us, you'll think that a lot.
Everyone
Oh, I know.
into the loaded wagon. And once in, the cart begins to move. Before you reach your destination, is there anything that anyone wants to do, accomplish, say? Any Bargoth moments I need to be concerned with?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Marco for some more snacks.
I'm pretty sure he's out of snacks. Leave the man be.
Look, man, he might have some snacks. Marco's my homie.
Marco
Okay.
digs in his pouch, and he pulls out this little square, probably 3x4 pouch. It has incredibly stiff but soft outer casings. Opens it, and he very delicately pulls out 3 leaves that look like green stained glass. These are my last of my fried basil. If you're hungry.
I will take one and be like, "Thank you for sharing, Marco. Much appreciated." And I'll chew on the.
Glad to be of service, Master. And he very carefully puts his last 2 pieces of fried basil back in the little pouch.
Oh my god, we owe him so much.
Yo, I'm above table. I'm gonna be very sad if we lose Marco. Like if we cannot attain Marco, like if we lose him and can't get him back, I'm gonna be very upset.
He'll be so sad.
This just became running restaurant simulator.
See,
I don't plan on taking Marco everywhere, but
we turned the
Phenomenal.
we turned Titan's bounty into the Baratier from One Piece. We just make it so you can fight the cook. You can fight any of the cooks.
I don't know if Marco would like that, but
Yeah, he doesn't have to fight. We'll fight for him.
We fight to keep people away from the cooks, is what you mean.
I
then.
love it.
Yes.
All right. So, I don't know, you get me thinking about One Piece. Look, I'm only like 120 episodes behind, okay? Anyway.
Hey, that's only like
That's
an
not
eighth of a
that
season,
much.
eighth of an arc.
So, all right. So, you're all in the wagon. You arrive at a destination. You realize that you have, as you're getting out of the covered wagon, you have entered a covered tent. There are lots of what you can tell are magistrate staff people running around. Anyone who's ever been backstage behind a concert, you know it's crazy. Anybody who's ever worked backstage behind a concert for anything that's like children's TV crazy with all the producers and all that, yeah, that's what's going on here.
Oh my god.
Okay, there's people running around. There's an angry woman screaming, and no one knows exactly at who, but you all know that someone needs to get their butt somewhere. It is every tropic stereotype of, the back of a bad production studio.
my God.
they see you all getting out of the coach. Immediately, two Fae come over, look at all of you. One of them says something to the other one. They have a quick little back and forth with their eyes, look back to all of you, and then begin to give the shooing motion and a direction leading you towards some steps.
I guess just follow
I
suit.
guess.
Yeah.
As you all approach the steps, you hear noise, a crowd murmuring, speech being given. Can't quite make out the words at this time with all the chaos going on. As you get to the bottom of the steps, it's only 5-6 steps before you're going to walk through a curtain opening. And she motions for you to wait. Reaches up and touches a blue gemstone that's been pierced through her right ear. You see as kind of one of her eyes sort of dazes off in the distance, kind of like someone who's had a stroke.
Oh God.
And then she lets go of the stone and back to normal. And she motions for all of you to get on, to go. And they start kind of ushering you and pushing you all through.
Oh God.
What the fuck?
And
I feel like I know what's happening.
you all come out, reveal the crowd as you hear the magistrate go, and on this, our great honoring of the Week of the Dead, when we honor adventurers who gave their lives to conquer and tame Dresselhime from the wilds thought to be dead, I give you the survivors and the last returners of the season, the Dawning Titans, and the sole survivor of Gravewatch. And it is at this moment that the members of the Dawning Titans and their cook and the last member of Gravewatch are ushered into the spotlight as the crowd cheers, and you look about a crowd full of beer hall tables that have been set out in a giant tent that is so large it even encompasses the town fountain.
Whew.
Jeez.
And
Well then.
there are tankards of ale and beer and general gluttony and debauchery, all of a PG nature, happening everywhere. That more advanced stuff, go to Ashton's place. But the crowd cheers your arrival, and the magistrate motions. Fresh from the depths of the wilds and treacherous jaws of Dresselhime's winter, you have returned to us like a miracle. And he kind of just claps as, again, the crowd continues to give you a standing ovation. What do you all wish to do?
I guess I'm just gonna kind of stand and, take in the claps and, I guess just not do anything out of pocket in a sense to say.
All right.
Yeah.
Gonna do the Gelt thing of let me soak up this limelight. Fucking arms out, just thank you. This is
Arm? You mean arm?
no
Oh,
arms.
Yes.
You only
yes. Yes. He forgot. Yes. He raises his arm and stump. Yes.
I go up behind him and I lift up my arm for where his missing arm is, to help him bring up the hype.
That's not metal.
The magistrate.
You don't have to tell me either. I'm just trying to help.
Well,
Man.
no.
The,
already.
the magistrate goes from cheering to kind of confused look on his face. Of of what's going on there, why all of a sudden the very tall human is trying to duck behind the oddly short elf and hold his arm up to...
It's the it has to be the fatigue. It's all in his head. He's never right to begin with. It's just,
Well,
all sense is gone from him.
well, and the magistrate steps forward, and in his hand, you see he's kind of balancing in his fingers a green and yellow orb. And as you see he's talking into it, you realize that that's how he's amplifying his voice.
Oh.
Any words upon your triumphant return, son of our people? What treacheries have you beheld? And as he motions for you to come forward, he leads forward. Nothing too detailed. Just give the people something to cheer about. And as he leans back, he holds the orb towards you for you to speak.
Good people, we come bearing news of our adventures and our conquests of the wilds. There were these great monsters made of clay and roots. Fearsome thing. They were mighty challenging. They almost killed our dear friend Guinevere here. But
I immediately had my face into it on the shoulder and pretend like I don't know this.
I just lean into where she's hiding. He's really just glorifying it up, huh? And then I'm gonna like take a little glance around to see if I see Lephistus.
Lephistus disappeared. Or no, wait, Lephistus. No, Lephistus has not appeared here yet. But since you're looking for Lephistus, you'll notice that your librarian, Akiba, is gone.
Interesting.
Oh, sad days.
Apparently, he had
I'm sure that might come up later.
Apparently, he might have had an inclination of that he was about to get puppeted on stage and wasn't about to have that shit happen.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's on track for him.
Alright, so
am I good to continue with my
please, please.
There was 20 of them, all 8 feet tall. They were no match for our might. They tried to take us down. They even took my arm. But they did not kill us, and we are here to tell the story.
Hold on. When you say they took your arm, first you hear all the dwarves go, ah, because, yeah, sacrifice! Then you hear a very angry, bullshit! And a cloud of beer mist erupts. And you see a dwarf with 2 archmail arms who sort of inspected your arm.
Hey, Ember.
I lean over to Guinevere and was all like, yeah, took his arm. Totally wasn't his own damn fault.
Oh, God.
So, please continue your speech, but yeah, just know that happened.
Yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, oh, so he's a drunk and a liar.
Those
No,
really have much else.
you've already come this far. Finish strong.
Yeah, don't finish on that.
Yeah, finish strong.
We all look forward to into the next season of adventuring and what other new tales we can bring to this lovely town. And just remember, we are always going to be here as your heroes.
So,
Oh, my God.
Man, you have to be like your daunting titan.
Go ahead and roll
Really
on.
dropped the ball.
Go ahead and roll. Let's start with performance.
Oh.
Oh, time for my bullshittery to come out in full.
Oh, you're not Bargoth.
It doesn't matter. I'm better.
Hey, Bargoth got away with a lot. Thank you very much. All right, Citrine thought
You
you
got
were
a
a
whole
bitch for a long
platoon of
time.
troops to go do anything else.
That was pretty funny. 99.
Holy
All right.
shit.
I don't know. Trying to figure out how to do. I don't know how many of you have ever heard the St. Crispin's Day speech. For those of you who are looking for a more modern reference, look up the St. Crispin's Day speech from the movie Tombstone. And if you're too young to know what I'm talking about, you're probably too young for this show. Now, but it's a very inspiring speech. And the actor who gives it does a very good performance. And Gelt, your body language, all of that is a very good performance. Okay. It's William Wallace worthy.
Ooh.
Now let's try persuasion.
I was trying to give out.
Persuasion. 90.
Okay. The crowd claps. The dwarfs, they're still mostly like, yeah, hardcore metal, man! They're simple. They're easy people to please. The Dragonborn and everyone were pretty on board. Everybody was like, yeah, until you got to the your heroes part. And even then, a lot of the dwarves were kind of like, huh? And immediately the magistrate steps forward. Ah, yes. Well, it is a heroic indeed, traveling in such harsh weather. And the crowd kind of chuckles with him. And they clap.
Woo! I didn't fumble the bag too hard, boys. Woo!
You really fumbled the "You're Dawning Titans" part, though.
Yeah.
Now, please, everyone, I am so blessed that I have just received word upon their return, as you can clearly see. So, why don't we allow them to enjoy and relax their return? And then perhaps they shall join us all in our festivities as we celebrate those who were less fortunate and did not return. And at that,
When Gelt comes back, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, man, you couldn't have even plugged the shop or anything."
You know, I got a little caught up in the moment.
At this moment, you're all being offered goblets or steins to take.
Oh, please.
I'm gonna politely decline for now.
You're not given an option, is kind of the look you're being given.
Okay. Then I'm gonna pick the coolest stein.
Okay. They're all nothing is super ornate. These are just kind of generic, whatever.
I was about to say, do I still have my commemorative mug?
You do somewhere. But for now, you all take a drink as they're toasting to those who did not return. And everyone throughout the entire giant tent, at the end of the magistrate's speech, all raise their glass, their tankard, their stein, what be it. And they all drink and toast to honor those who did not return. And as soon as, everyone has time to swallow, immediate everyone back into whatever they were doing before the magistrate had even begun talking. The magistrate's assistant comes over and takes the speaking stone from the magistrate and kind of goes, and remember everyone, this is only the third day, and we still have 2 days. The magistrate will give his commemorative speech again tomorrow at the same time.
Amazing.
and you are all ushered away. Still, no one wants to touch any of you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Uh,
either.
yeah, me neither.
The magistrate comes over. He looks at all of you. He takes a handkerchief and kind of pretends to clean his mouth. Yes, so I was most pleased to hear of your return. Quite convenient to return. I wasn't sure what news we were going to give people today. Now, I understand it that there has been some special facilities set up, but before you take part in any other facilities for the festivities, I must ask, oh dear, that you please
It's even
We
Go-
will wait, sir. We
go-
will wait. Don't worry. We're on our way to do it now.
You're having an escort to the bathhouse. Don't worry about it. I've consider it a treat for your upon your return.
I'm just gonna start walking towards wherever the escort is, and just as I'm walking away, thank you, sir. It's much appreciated. Sorry.
just give him a rest.
If no one does anything else, you guys will be escorted to the bathhouse, where you will be discover that there is no one else.
Oh.
Because for the celebration of this week, they set up some special baths over where the festivities are happening. But more on that later. For now, you have one of the suite bathrooms. Large enough for all of you, very accommodating, probably big enough in actuality for a private party of 20.
Good God.
Oh my god.
Upon entering
All right.
it, there are, besides all of the amenities that you are required for your cleaning, there are also a wide variety of other amenities that have been added. For example, there is a partial steam chamber. There is a sauna that has been heated in case of any of your needs for it. Tables of various baked goods, charcuteries, fruits, mostly things that have been dried, not too many fresh fruits or anything. It is winter. But things that have been like preserved and things like that for this particular time of the year. A variety of baked goods, as we said, and a large, very scatterings of different tankards and jugs of alcohols and juices. And already there, laying out the smorgasbord, is your cook's family,
Oh.
Oh.
who immediately step forward, bow. We are pleased to hear of your return, masters. And
I'll bow back.
the magistrate's office was generous enough to fund this, and so we have laid out their gifts for you. And we've been informed that everything is being taken care of, and if that is okay, we would. And she just keeps looking. They both keep looking to their brother.
Yeah,
I
you-
motion
yeah, you
for her.
can
I'm
take
like,
more,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
You wear
All right.
whatever you need to do.
And the three of them just go and hug and start talking.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Now, since Arden has never seen this, I will explain. I will go and find the extra bath towels,
There's plenty.
and I will wrap one
Guinevere
around
starts
my
laughing
head.
immediately.
around my head. Go through my usual bit, and motion for Guinevere to help my blind ass to the tub, and clean any cuts or wounds I may have, anything like that.
Absolutely does.
I think you're saying absolutely not.
I was like, well then.
When has she been like genuinely mean to you so far?
There's still time.
Okay, that's not true. We did
Extra
prank you once. We got you once.
All right. So,
I'm
Yeah,
gonna. I'm just gonna go get some juice and some food, and then go sulk in the steam bath.
all right. Arden.
I grab fruit. I'm eating. It's been a month from normal food, so eat away.
You just nom nom nom.
All right. Your body's like, oh, something that's wet. That's supposed to be wet. Fruit.
Sustenance.
Not soggy, mushy hardtack. All right.
None of the heart, all the tack.
So, all of you have, of course, earned yourself some new cuts and scrapes and scars. Nothing too major, except for poor Gelt.
Indeed.
You don't really have a new wound, but you're definitely missing an arm.
Ooh, no new wounds, but he's definitely opening up some old ones.
At least they're not new.
It could have been my other arm.
It might cost us an arm and a leg to fix it, but
Hey, just think, if you'd grabbed it with your real arm, who knows what could have happened?
True.
Learn it.
you too have passed out.
Yeah.
So, you all have no problem getting clean, easy enough, even with Adonis's ridiculousness. Any conversation, anything you want to do while you're here?
I'll have you know, sir, this is normal for Adonis. It has been accepted as normal. It's only
Doesn't-
weird to Arden right now. All right. Weird
We
outsider
tell him that
man.
it's normal, but you know.
You know.
Alright.
No, I don't have
Alright, well, I take silences.
Yeah, I don't got nothing.
Then we click the clock forward. You're all bathed, you're all clean, you're all, a little bit fed off all this. By the way, just so you got like all kinds of goodies. Oh yeah, it's good, dude. Like, we don't have in Italy, but per se, there was somebody's grandmother making cannoli this morning, and it's there. It's like it's good. Everything is laid out. It was good. It was all very good. You all ate very, very well, and you're too broke to ever eat like that again. So.
Say that again.
Well, I mean, yeah, that kind of happens when you have exactly zero money.
Gelt's finally going to check the bank account.
At which point in the activities do you check the bank account?
Just hey, like, do you guys think we have enough money to see how much a new arm for me
But
would
tell
be?
me where you are. Hold on. Wait, tell me where you are geographically in the bathhouse.
Probably just getting more food and just like, check the finances.
Okay.
Are you asking us this before checking them?
Yes. Kind of like
Okay.
as I'm checking it.
Blindfold and all? I'm just gonna be like, no, don't look. Just blindfold yourself. You don't want to see it. It's not important right now. We can worry about that later. Put on a blindfold. Guinevere, stop him. I can't see you. I need you to slap the stone out of his hand.
I need you to make. I need.
Why don't you want to?
Gelt, make a will save.
All right, that is that's 18.
That'll be 18 points of emotional damage.
Oh!
Oh.
What do you mean we're broke?
I just look, man. I'm working on it. I swear.
We
We're gonna have some
nothing.
tough conversation. We're gonna have some tough conversations later. Just eat as much food as you can and
pass it out.
have a nice bath. Drink as much wine as you want. It's on the magistrate's dollar right now. Okay. I will drag you home if I have to. Whatever fills your heart with content.
All you're gonna get for a while.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord.
I just looked at Guinevere. Don't worry. There's work lined up, I'm sure. We'll be fine.
Gelt nearly passed out.
I told him not to look.
Coming from a man who has a towel over his face, that means nothing.
Exactly. I'm not looking. You should have took my advice.
Right now,
I
you're all
looked.
seeming like
I
the
didn't want you to
normal
look.
I kind of wanted my arm back.
Look, man. If we could keep our workers for the rest of the month, you better ask them to sew your shirts for a while. All right. You're gonna want that arm sleeve sewed up. You don't want it hanging and dripping into things.
Don't tell me how to relive my life. I know how to do this. Think.
You don't know how to not look at the bank account. So
All right. Well, now that you all know that you're completely broke.
Guinevere me knew.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, I know. There's a reason we didn't tell you.
So, unless there's anything else to do at the baths, you guys tell me what you want to do after baths.
I would
guess-
like to head to the Titan's bounty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If our workers are still there, I would like to call a worker meeting.
Your workers are at the bathhouse.
Yeah, they're with us.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, I would just like to let them know that I would like to have a meeting at some point today, if they are available.
They look at you and go, "Of course."
Okay. Hey, they could have said no. It's not a dictatorship around here. All right. I'm not gonna shoot them if they don't go. All right. It's not like that. All right. They have free will.
Festival.
What, Jordan? Or
I'm gonna
Arden?
take part in the festival.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. After we go back to the bounty, after at least we go back to the bounty.
I just tap Gelt on the shoulder. It's okay. You can go with the strange elf man.
I want to
Maybe
go
he has
home.
money. Maybe he has money for a new arm.
All right, so
I slip away.
Adonis is going. All right, Adonis is going to the bounty. Sounds like Gelt's going to the bounty. Sounds like Guinevere's going to the bounty. And Arden, where are you going?
Take part in the festival.
Alright.
Where's like
So-
that main event area that we're in?
So when you come out of the bathhouse, you can basically see the giant tent that they set up. I don't have a graphic for it because it takes up a lot. This time of year is always terrible weather. They know that around here. So they've devised this really clever tent system, like Disney Imagineers on meth. Okay? With a lot of pixie sticks as their only thing for food.
Oh God.
Oh Christ.
So once you get past the Temple of Sticks and you go past the guardhouse and the dock at the hospital, you see that there is an intriguing pulley system that has been set up into all of the buildings and on poles throughout town that you didn't really think about before because you're just like, oh, it's a pole. And there's canopies making this giant tent that covers the entire area from half of the doctors, the guardhouse, part of the forest leading over, connecting to the bakery, wrapping around to the front of the poorhouse, completely covering the Church of Humanus as it goes around and ends in front of the Bank of Stone.
Whew,
Yeesh.
big.
Yeah. As you enter and you get more towards the central fountain, you find out that the fountain is not pumping water. The fountain has been rigged to pump wine.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And it is pumping white wine at the moment. There are large, and I do mean large, like only in the fantasy world do these barrels this large exist. Barrels. Okay, like I asked somebody who drew kids' cartoons to make a barrel, and they had never seen a barrel, so they drew their conception of a giant barrel without any restraint, and that's what we got.
Oh my God.
And
Amazing.
there are people running around with their tankards and their glasses, and people walking around and serving. All alcohol is free. All
Oh man, it's never been a better time to be broken and poor.
all food is free. This is the festival reserved for only those who call Dresselhime home and who stay behind to honor those who do not return for the year.
Well.
So this is where a lot of the wealth that people don't realize that Corvus has gets spent. There are foods being handed out and desserts and things that are all from exotic ingredients. Basically, you can let your imagination kind of run wild with what culinary confections might be going around because they're probably here and they do exist.
That's amazing.
This is the festival that has been dreamt up by the magistrate. As you're walking through the crowds, Arden, you see the poorest of the poor that Corvus has to offer, standing shoulder to shoulder, and in some cases even clinking glasses with some of the wealthiest that call Corvus home. Everything is free, and everyone, at least for this festival, are on equal footing. That's the culture of it. So while you're taking in all this bounty, and I imagine you're taking in part,
100%.
100%.
think about all of the things that you're getting, because we're going to come back and talk about it. But first, the Dawning Titans return home. They've been gone, stuck in a tree for a few months, and here they are.
And oh boy.
You return to find that your home, the shop, first of all, has been put together, though pretty much empty.
Makes sense.
But it's clean. Like,
Amazing.
it's like show your corporate walk boss, ooh, look how good my store is clean.
Whew.
Alright?
Well, damn.
You go up the staircase. There used to be a squeaky step. There's no squeaky step anymore.
Oh, damn.
You enter up into the actual living quarters. Suppose you guys want to go there. We should go there.
Yeah.
But you enter your living quarters, and the place is clean, it's spotless. Let's see here. We don't need Edwin. And, why are there two of you? That's not right.
I don't even see it yet, so.
I was about to say it hasn't even loaded for me.
Oh, there it goes. Now we're going. Now we're going.
Oh, I'm not. I'm after.
But you come in, and you're greeted as all of you walk up the stairs. Immediately, Bella, Lucia, and Marcoa all stop and turn and bow. Welcome home, masters, they say in unison.
Oh, it's good to be home.
I bow back and thank you for visiting us home. Or welcoming us home, not visiting.
They live here.
Yeah, they live here. That's my bad. Wrong word, wrong word. It's the dyslexia. It's kicking in.
All right?
uh, uh, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go lay down in my room for a bit and just decompress.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself to your room. When you enter your room, the place has been completely cleaned, dust-free. You have replacement clothes hanging on a rack. You can tell looks like they have been laid out and at least maintained, or possibly even freshly laid out each day.
Oh,
And so, your room is completely laid out. Your nightstand next to your bed has even the kit to clean your Archmail arm all laid out and organized.
Oh, dang.
just gonna grab that just take grabbing the cleaning kit and just gonna look at it, just kind of defeated, kind of not knowing what to do anymore without he. It's been a while since Gelt's had to think that. Oh yeah, I can't get around like I used to.
All right. Guinevere, Adonis, what are you two doing?
I would like to hold that meeting.
Who are you holding it with? Who are you hoping to hold it with?
Lucia, Bella, and Marco.
Okay, so just the staff.
Yeah, I mean, if Gelt or Guinevere would like to join, I'm not gonna stop
Gelt
them.
is having an emo moment.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm letting him live his life. But
so we're going to let him do his thing. Guinevere, are you a part of this meeting, or are you choosing to do something else?
Yeah, I'll stay here.
Okay, so where do you want to hold the meeting, Adonis?
just in our little, I guess, meeting hall is what this has become.
Okay.
I think that's our
conference
dining room.
All right. You call for a meeting. As they come together, little tea biscuits and coffee and tea are laid out.
I will thank them for laying that stuff out. I know what Marco's been up to the last, 2 months. But I guess I'll ask Lucia and Bella what has been transpiring since we've been gone, and try and figure out whether or not they've been paid for the month, and that sort of thing.
Lucia informs you that upon the emptying of your finances, that the magistrate's office informed that they were paying the bills for the estate. Apparently, there was some debate as to of whether or not to send a rescue party to go and look for you. The problems that happened is, for starters, there was right after about the time when you guys were considered missing, not just potentially off on the adventure. Was right about the time people started to get kind of like, hey, maybe we should go and check on them. It became the dwarves' time of harvest. And so the entire port was taken over by the Empire's military as they parked 6 warships in the harbor.
Oh, yeah.
This is not an invasion. This is actually normal. It's when the bank empties its treasury onto those warships to be taken back to the Empire. So it's a normal activity, but the security gets nuts. And then after that, there were other problems, kind of like, the day-to-day stuff. Hey, there's a crazed lycanthrope attacking a farm. Hey, there was some goblins sighted. And so people just sort of forgot.
Okay, that all makes sense.
I forgot about it.
Sucks, but
That's funny.
makes sense.
Well, nobody put up a reward, and since your account didn't have any money, there was no way for Lucia to put up a reward.
No, yeah,
Oh.
that makes sense. I understand. Okay. So day-to-day expenses are covered by the magistrate currently. Um, okay. What happened to our alchemist? Because from the looks of it, only you two are still here.
Agree.
So
I know where Marco was. Marco was with us the whole time.
you're in a so after not receiving a budget and not having an employer establish anything or having the things required, the permissions required already established for him to do business on your behalf, he was sort of just
Yeah, all those things were supposed to be established the day before we left. It didn't
Yeah,
get done.
he was gone. He had
Yeah, I
already
know.
left.
I remember.
and so with that not quite working out, he did do some work and he did produce some potions
Okay.
that Lucia used to cover some of the expenses while you were gone.
No,
Made
that's fair.
sense.
Makes sense.
The magistrate didn't start picking up the bill until they found out you guys were alive.
Got it. Okay.
So, after the alchemist made potions and they sold said potions, they didn't have anything after covering the expenses to pay the alchemist.
No, that is fair.
So the alchemist took some stuff from the lab in exchange for his pay and took employment with a group heading north.
Fun.
Seeking to expand his research and kind of needing, funds to do it.
No, yeah,
Imagine.
that all makes sense.
So that's the status of that. Is there anything else you want to know, or does that kind of cover it?
Do we have an inventory of what we essentially bartered for the alchemist's services so that we can get it replaced?
They just kind of look at each other and shrug like, we don't know anything about that stuff.
Nope. Fair. You kept the estate well and maintained, and I appreciate it. And I'm sorry we had your brother for so long. It was not meant to be that way. Is there anything that you need from us? I understand the magistrate's covering the bills right now.
The magistrate's cover is currently covering them for the month. So in
Yeah.
2 days.
Got it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll also inform them. I don't think in 2 days we'll have the money to cover the expenses for you guys to continue working. You are more than welcome to keep your rooms. If after the following month, if we have the finances once again and can get you guys back as our workers, we would like to do that. Um, Outside of that, though, I will probably be attempting to work a lot.
Lucia looks up. It would be most unfortunate, but our contract has this stipulation covered. If you are unable to pay, then naturally we would go upon the system in which would require you merely to pay before the new year. So, local Dresselhime law. Debts may not be forcefully collected upon personal matters such as wage, and are not considered truly in debt until the close of the year. So, if you have a case of legitimately not being able to pay your services bill, then no one's going to, quote unquote, do anything to you. Services will be provided until the closing of the book. In the case of the contract with your staff for your house, It's a yearly contract.
Oh, okay. So as long as we,
So
make good on our
l-
payments by the end of the year,
yeah.
or yearly contract,
You have to
we're good.
to make good on your payments and make good on certain provisions. So, for example, part of the provisions is room and board.
Yeah.
So as long as the room and board is maintained, your wages can potentially be a little bit flexible. What you might want to pay attention to is what happens is if you fail to make good on your debts by the close of the year.
I assume they get to collect in some form or shape.
The magistrate or the local government steps in. This is why they use the contract system. So that way private matters can be settled officially. You would be at minimum imprisoned for a time, to potentially sent to work camps.
Yikes.
Good thing I plan on making good on any of my debts. I wasn't just gonna up and leave them behind. Like, oh yeah, I don't need to pay you guys until next year, and then next year rolls around, I don't have any money. No, no.
So,
No. The goal is to make money and afford to, I guess, in this sense, pay back the month that we'll be missing, and then be able to continue normal payments as such.
So yeah, you're okay. You're only in the month of Uns. So, as long as you pay everything off by the end of Thanatos, you're good.
Cool. I guess then I'll ask if they need anything from any of us. And I mean, if they don't, then this meeting is closed. They're free to go do whatever they need to do.
Lucia informs you that as soon as there's money in the budget, the estate is desperate on many amenities.
I assumed. I will be looking for work after this meeting. I will be making some runs, and other such things to, uh, get work. That is the goal.
Lucia waits for Marco and Bella to leave.
Okay.
And then she turns to the two of you. Thank you for bringing back our brother. And thank you for returning alive and continuing our employment.
Of course. I wouldn't have had it any other way. Would have killed me to not bring him back.
I was afraid that even if you did return, that I would still have no choice but to take Bella with me to work at Ashton's. So thank you. And with that, she steps out.
Before she steps out, I'll inform her, as long as there's breath in my body, Lucia, you will be employed in this establishment.
She just nods her head and dips out.
Ouch.
I will head to my room and make a call to Hephaestus.
Okay, you enter your room and you find it pristine. You also find fresh clothes. A replacement hat has been acquired and fashioned.
Wow. God.
Not looking like
long as
Holiday again.
Long as I'm breathing, this woman will have a job.
Yeah, things have been laid out. There is a basin of water that has been infused with mint and lime sitting on the nightstand, as well as at the desk a layout of all of your writing implements, some of the things that you purchased like signet wax and things. A proper desk has been set up. And on it as well is a kit for cleaning and maintaining your caster.
As long as I breathe, this woman will have a job.
Guinevere.
Yeah, I guess I'll follow suit and head to my room.
Okay. Again, pristine. You find inside your wardrobe a series of clothes have been selected that match your motif, including several more cloaks and wraps that are very similar or even close to identical to the style that you already wear, have been selected and laid out for you. As well as a series of matching shoes that all correspond to each of the hoods.
Oh, that's so sweet.
A little note sitting on the shoe tray of the wardrobe informs you that they acquired the shoes for a good deal. One of their uncles happens to be a cobbler.
Aw.
And
Aw.
a library little bookshelf has been added to the room. You see that the manuscript you ordered has been placed on it, sort of the only thing to put on it at the moment, but it's there. And yes,
I'll go ahead and grab the manuscript and just, I guess, start reading that and just try and unwind.
put it up and begin to read about blacksmithing. And
It makes me feel at home.
very nice. And with that, we have our elf at a festival. Arden, how's it going?
Man, out here like elf on a shelf.
Out here muted.
Yeah, I muted
So
myself
bad
from
to say
talking.
you good, buddy.
I've done a mute.
What have you?
Going
What
good.
deliciousnesses have you been getting into?
First thing first was the white wine fountain, because I've always wanted to drink out of a fountain.
Fair. It's crisp and clean and has a slight hint of white grapes and you're pretty sure a little bit of pear.
Perfect. I want to go and grab some hors d'oeuvres to enjoy with this wine.
What do you grab?
Ooh.
A proper charcuterie. Fucking.
Yeah. I want to look for something sweet. There any baked goods?
There is a very large set of long tables set up about every 30 yards or so of wide variety of baked goods. Aurelius has really outdone himself. There are everything from your standard dinner roll all the way down to the ogre-fisted cinnamon bun. Piles.
No cake-filled rings?
Oh, there's everything. There's cake-filled rings and his latest invention, cake ring nuts.
Ooh.
I see.
Yes. We take the ring, and how do we put the ring in it? We pop out the nut and fry it, and we give you cake nuts.
So you didn't take all our advice, but okay. Start eating some cake ring and some cake ring nuts.
And so, they're delicious. They're the best cake ring and cake ring nuts you could imagine. They're fluffy and they're soft and they're sweet and the chocolate is somehow more chocolate. Like above table on a serious note, anyone ever notice how donut chocolate is just like a chocolate to itself?
Yeah, it kind of is. It's good though.
Oh, it's
really
delicious. It's the preferred in my opinion. It always fascinates me that like I never want a chocolate donut till I bite into a chocolate donut and I'm like, oh yeah, that's really fucking good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, anyway, you basically been out in this festival. What kind of shenanigans are you? What are you looking to do?
I don't know. I was just gonna go around, try different things, just in honor of Felden. I know he would want to go and try everything in the festival, like always.
No.
You find chocolate-covered mushrooms that have been rolled in toasted shaved coconut.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I will try one.
It is kind of, you immediately meet the texture, the sort of wood flaky kind of texture that you can only get from microplaned coconut that's been toasted. And then as you push your tongue against it and the mushroom against the top of your mouth, the chocolate casing sort of just cracks and a marshmallowy cream fills your mouth. It is delicious and tastes like a s'more. It's slightly chewy, but the marshmallowiness makes that okay. And it's quite good.
Sounds good.
Nice.
Go ahead and make a will roll.
Uh, 95.
It is very good. It is incredibly good. It's better than any alcohol you've ever consumed. You are not drunk or inebriated, but you are relaxed and mellow and feeling good. You think about Felden, and you're like, Felden would have loved this. And then you just kind of are like, I bet Felden's eating something like this right now. And then that feeling just kind of goes away, but you're left with all of the calm and happy. Now make a history check. What was that?
My history. I'm trying to figure out if I have any
Modifier.
+2. Yeah. 63.
And then you remember that when ogres die, their bodies become spores that become mushrooms. You choose what to do with that knowledge. So, Gelt, having Moby Pants moments.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What did I just eat?
I'm just gonna get changed and kind of just go and try and get my mind off things, and go and try and enjoy myself out at the festival.
All right, you step out into the festival, and welcome to the land of gluttony and alcoholism. Think about all the things that you eat. Adonis, what's going on?
Trying to call the Festus.
Okay. No answer.
Oh, I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna head over to Akiba's store then.
Okay, you go over to Akiba's store and you walk inside. You attempt to walk inside. The doors are locked.
I will knock.
Okay. So, Guinevere, what are you doing?
I think I'm probably probably going to change before I go outside to the festival.
That would be good. You've been in those clothes for over 2 months.
You know. Yeah. Is there anything that's more like less like a cloak and more just like a hooded shawl?
Yeah.
Sweet.
There's like 4 options.
Okay. I'll take whichever one has the colors closest to what I'm wearing now.
Not a problem. You find one that is very complimentary. You don't know whether it's Lucia or Bella who's doing the shopping, but one of them's got the eye.
And I guess I'll put on some matching shoes, and I'm gonna pick up my my violin before heading off to the festivities.
All right, you grab your violin. You're all set there. All right, back to the guy who's knocking on a door. You've knocked on the door. There is no answer.
Yeah, I'm just gonna head back to the bounty and just rest.
All right.
We've been gone for 2 months,
Right up.
and it feels like we've been wandering through sludge after sludge and sleet after sleet storm.
All right.
So
You do.
I'm just gonna enjoy a nice bed.
You do pass Guinevere as the two of you go by each other on your way. Otherwise, Guinevere, you have entered the festival. So, so you take in the sight. And while you think about that for a moment, think about what you want to do. Gelt, how's it going?
Pretty good. I was also gonna make my way over to. Do I know of the wine fountain, or is that?
It's the very centerpiece. So
cool. I'm going over to the wine fountain, and I'm just gonna get some nice cured meat, some cheese, trying to have some good pairings, just to try and eat. Let's eat the broke away.
He's going to eat the broke away. All right. So Guinevere, going back to you, we have Arden off at the wine on one side of the wine fountain, chowing down on pastries. We have Gelt on another side of the wine fountain, shoving cheese and meat in his face.
No, not in like a I'm just a glutton, just like
It's okay.
After all that emotion.
It's okay. Look around. You wouldn't be the only one.
Fair enough.
Okay. I guess I'm going to try and find somewhere that's a bit more out of the way. And just take up a spot to play my violin for a while for anybody who'd like to listen.
Okay. So you go ahead and did you bring the violin case and everything with you, or just the violin and the bow?
Yeah, I'll bring the case with me.
All right. So I will say, like, you go ahead and you find yourself a spot near one of the end to one of the tables. You open up your violin case and throw it down, and sit yourself on the end of that table and start playing. Go ahead and roll for performance with your violin.
Ooh, that's already a really good roll, but I know I have a modifier like on the violin itself.
Yeah, I think it's a +2.
I think so. Give me just 1 second. Ooh, +3.
A what?
+3 on her.
Yeah, but what was the total?
On her violin?
It's 95 plus 97.
Okay.
If you have a +3, that's a 98, honey.
Oh, 98. Never mind.
All right.
This is why I failed.
Even better. So you start playing. Is it what kind of tune is it?
I'd say something kind of folksy and a bit upbeat.
Okay. You start hitting on it, And at first, the first couple strokes are a little long, and you see some ears turn up. And then as you begin to stroke back across, you change chords and throw it from kind of like, oh, here comes a long ballad to more of, here's a jig. And immediately people around you kind of start tapping their feet or tapping their steins against the table in rhythm as you begin playing. A couple of people even begin to start dancing around in the open areas. A few dwarves jump down and shove a couple tables. You see a bunch of angry people as they get knocked over by the tables. And more people, particularly the younger ones, start to come over and pair off. Some humans and some dragonborn, even a few elven fae come out to dance with one another as you begin to play. And go ahead and roll, in this case, persuasion.
Um, 75.4.
Immediately, another music case hits the floor next to yours. And the bench to the table that you're sitting against immediately sits down a large ogre who has a cello and begins to join in with you.
Hey.
Ah.
And as the two of you begin to play, more people begin to gather. And eventually, a Pantheran with a flute joins the three of you, making you a quartet, in a manner of speaking. And eventually, more and more, until you have about 7 different musicians, all playing various instruments, all playing little folksy festival jigs. People are dancing, people are clapping. People are enjoying your addition of music to the festivities. What's going on?
That makes me happy.
Good. While you're playing all this, is there anything else?
I don't think so currently.
Go ahead and just give me a perception check real quick.
Perception. Um, 86.4.
While you're playing, not only can you feel, obviously, the attention of a crowd, but your years on the road with D'Artagnan, you're not so blawed out by the masses. You feel a set of eyes looking at you. You feel the eyes of somebody who is like having been stared down by a wolf in the dark. And as you scan the crowd, you immediately see a pale blonde face. A human. Appears to be probably somewhere in his maybe his late 20s, early 30s. One blue eye and one green. And when he sees you, see him, he smiles at you. And you realize he wasn't looking at you necessarily with ill intent, but he was looking at you. He tips his head and slinks back into the crowd.
I guess I'll give him a smile back before he leaves.
He takes that, but he still disappears. He may be a little embarrassed that he got caught. Didn't realize he was looking. So, Arden Gelt, you two are on opposite ends of the fountain. You've been taking yourselves in. We know that Adonis is currently resting back in his room. Guinevere has started up a jamboree. What do we got going on over here?
You want to go find some dwarven stout? So we owe somebody a drink.
You won't have to look far.
Sounds good.
The two of you literally don't have to look far. You walk about 2 feet. And you find a table full of tankards and barrels, and among them is a barrel full of stout.
You think you could have drank the whole thing?
Shoot. You haven't seen anything yet.
I'm really sad that he didn't get to make it out.
Yeah. Sounds like you would have enjoyed his company.
Oh boy, oh boy. Anyone who likes to drink's usually a friend of mine.
You missed it back. The Warrior Festival. He lifted barrels in a competition and then drank a lot of dwarven stout.
Oh, I would have loved to see that.
Oh, you should have saw him throw knives. Oh boy. It went backwards.
We've... Yeesh.
I don't know.
You know, I'll drink to that.
Yep.
It went backwards. It is about that moment, as you're chugging down what we're going to say is your second stout, that a elven woman, a fae, approaches you. You've seen her before. Porcelain skin, green hair, one blue eye, one red eye. She makes her way over to the two of you. Why? Who would have thought that we'd see each other again and you'd go from being such a young face to now hero of the day? Making quite a name for yourself there, Master of the Dawning Titans. It's Essa. You've met her a few times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of goes with being the Titans of Corvus. You know how it is.
The Titans of Corvus. That's cute. So,
Yeah, I mean,
tell me, Titan, Master Titan of Corvus. And as she says this time she's going to go ahead and she's going to reach out and take whatever glass or tankard you're holding and take a sip from your cup.
my stout.
So, tell me, what other ideas do you have, Master Titan of Corvus?
I mean, first and foremost is probably getting a better arm. My last one, yeah, he had saved me, but had paid the price in the process. But that's probably first and foremost on my list.
Do you hold your missing arm out?
No.
Okay. In that case, she's going to go ahead and reach forward and she's going to touch the shoulder of your missing arm. I'm really sorry about that. Does it hurt?
Not anymore. I've lost a lot of feeling in that arm.
Well, I I know a few things about herbs and things if you ever feel any pain. At about this point, she's now positioned herself between you and Arden.
This is where player social anxiety interlaps with PC social anxiety.
Well, while you're figuring yourself out there, champ, Arden, what's up with you now that you've been snubbed by this woman not once but twice?
Hoo-hoo!
Hey, it's a festival. They can do what they want. I'm gonna grab my food. I'll take the hint. I got it.
Fair enough. Arden just takes the hint and leaves his boy.
Hey, come back to the bounty if you want a place to crash.
I wave as I walk away.
Guinevere, you guys have now played through like 4 songs, and go. If you want to keep playing, I need a Constitution roll. If you are gonna take a break, then what would you like to do with that break?
I think I'll take a break and go get some food and drink myself.
All right. As you stop playing at the end of the song, the crowd cheers. You politely excuse yourself from the group. A few other of the group agree, and some of them talk about coming back to play after a bit. But you are off and about, and making your way, you find all the desires of food and drink that you can look for. What do you look for?
God, strong alcohol at this point.
All right.
Do we have any Everclear?
In that case, that leads
No, not as strong as Everclear.
that will lead you closer towards the Church of Humanus, where they are handing out sack mead, which is purified, concentrated mead that has a proofing of about 80.
Oh, okay.
But for as far as this festival goes, that's probably the hardest thing that's readily just being handed out.
Okay, perfect.
You're there, and as you arrive there, you find also filling a horn from one of the tankards of this concentrated mead are blue and green-eyed individual. He looks to you.
I guess I'll.
You'll
Mhm.
do what?
I was just going to say I'll go up and introduce myself then.
As you approach and introduce yourself, he gives a bow and introduces himself. I am Apollo. It is a pleasure to meet you,
Oh.
Lady Ashenthorn.
I'm sorry. Have we met each other before?
I don't believe that we've ever spoken before, no. Though we may have come across one another. I believe potentially, I think the second time we came across each other was at the festival. You were sitting in the stands, I believe, during the fighting festival. I myself was there with an elven escort. So I was across the way from you. Before that, I think, was when I saw you praying at the church and emotions. I don't find many humans who would kneel before the statue of an orc. I found that most fascinating.
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't pray much at all before coming to Corvus. But I felt drawn to
I can understand. I myself have often found myself drawn back here. Then again, anywhere I travel, I seem to stumble across the remnants of the gods. I wonder if they ever look down at us when we stand in their statues' shadows. But now is not a time for speaking of my own sorrows. We are supposed to be drinking for the losses of others. And he takes a hefty swig from his wine horn. While you think about how you want to respond to that, we go to... So, Gelt. Essa is waiting for your reply.
I mean, what kind of herbs are we talking about? Because we could use we could use somebody who knows a little bit of alchemy.
I wouldn't say it's alchemy, dear. And as she lifts her hand, she flicks her wrist. Just something that grows in the elven valleys. Have a light?
Yeah, sure.
She takes a long drag, and as she pulls the rolled cigarette from her lips and she turns it to hand it to you and hold it for you, she exhales a wave of sparkly blue and white fog that smells of pine trees and all things cold and winter, yet somehow comforting.
That is sorely needed. I very much appreciate this.
All right, you take a drag. Go ahead and make a will roll.
Uh, 101.
It hits your lungs like you jumped in a pool of ice water.
Oof.
But as soon as you exhale, you feel like you're as warm as you've been sitting in front of a campfire. And you keep your senses.
This is nice. This is a good welcome home present. Uh,
Oh, that's just the tag, darling. And she takes you by the arm and begins to lead you. You figure that one out. Guinevere.
um, I take it to mean that you travel around a lot.
I have traveled from one land's coasts to another's, and then yet from the shores of one I have walked to yet another. To say that I have wandered a lot would almost be to understate my existence.
Huh. You must travel quick for how young you are.
I appreciate the compliment, but looking at one as yourself, for one calling me so young, look at you. Shouldn't one as young as you be bed down with at least a half a dozen children in some town somewhere? What makes one waste her youth and beauty doing something as risky as adventuring?
A dead husband.
I apologize.
And daughter at that.
You have my,
There's no need for apologies. You didn't know.
but you have my sympathies. I never married myself, but I lost a brother, and then another, and then yet another. One to a broken heart, one to madness, and one who simply died for his people. And while I cannot claim to understand the loss of a parent. I do know the meaning of losing someone so close. You have my deepest sympathies. But,
I'm very sorry for your loss as well.
well, I suppose that is what this week is all about. And he reaches down to the table and he picks up 2 more large crystal horns and he offers you one as he motions with the other and begins to down it.
I'll take it.
He finishes his and he looks to you and he goes, after all, this is supposed to be the week that we celebrate our lives for being lucky enough to live, and we drink for those who are not here to do it. I don't know who started the custom, but I like it. And he reaches for another horn. Adonis, you've been back at the house. You've been sitting in your room. You've been pondering. What's going on with you?
Nothing. I'm just enjoying a
Sit where
bed.
Brian said.
I've changed into my, my nighttime clothes and put my very disgusting clothes somewhere off to the side.
Oh, when you came back to the house, your disgusting clothes were gone.
Oh, okay.
Housekeeping is on the game.
For sure. Yeah. No, I'm just hanging out, enjoying the fact that I'm laying on a bed and not soft, mushy mud. Trying to, lull myself to sleep with the loud festival going on outside.
Fair enough. All right. Arden, what's going on with you?
Well, I heard something about an 80% proof drink near the church, so I was going to head there.
All right. You are at the church and you have found 80 proof mead.
Good.
And it is both delicious and alcoholic.
Nice. I'm going to look for something breaded to eat with it.
Not a problem. There is a tray of hot buns that are stuffed full of, how do I put this? They have like mascarpone and mozzarella baked in. It's delicious.
Perfect.
It's super rich but slightly bland, but that blandness in combination with the honey brings it all together on the palate into a splendid spectacular. Gelt, you were being led away by Essa last we talked. Do you let her lead you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Okay. She leads you towards the edge of the festival. She leads you back to the Titan's Bounty. She stops at the door and, holding your one arm, she looks to you. She takes another long drag, offers it back to you for another, and motions for you to open the door for the lady.
After you, ma'am.
She curtsies, puts out her cigarette, and walks in. Now, we both know at this point, I'm sure, though you might be a little thick, so, ask Guinevere to explain it to you. But but Essa's trying to lead you back to your room. Do you go with her or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because I love you, but I don't love you. So, we're going to fade to black. Guinevere, you are there with Apollo. You see Arden over off in the distance at another table, stuffing his face full of cheesy bread goodness and really good mead. And you're having this conversation with Apollo. Well, I believe it's the ball is in your court.
So after all your traveling, what brings you to Corvus of all places?
I was wandering through the desert, out of water, bored, nothing but monster blood to drink, and I ran across a pack of the Fadine. They, not exactly the most welcoming bunch, but they sent me off in the right direction after we settled a few things, and then I met up with a group of emissaries that happened to be coming towards Corvus for the fighting festival. So I came for Champions Day with them. But they told me that they planned to go back north, and personally, I have no desire to go back north. It's cold. And I wanted to go back to the desert, so I thought I'd hang around here until the traveling conditions got better, and then I plan on going south until I return to the deserts.
Desert. That's an interesting place to be.
Well, they say it's where the elven capital is. And they say that no human has laid eyes on it. Well, I've been to Elzenar. I've laid eyes on that. So, I hope to lay eyes on this one as well. And for a brief moment when he smiles, you see like the confidence and arrogance of a 16-year-old. How about yourself?
Well, I came here for a fresh start. Nobody I know here, no place I've seen here. And me and my friends could use it.
I am glad to see that you're having such a good start. Though, I will tell you, I still think you are far too young and lovely to waste your time playing in the mud with us adventurers.
Do you not consider me an adventurer?
My lady, I consider you a lady far too fine to sully yourself with the title of adventure. Anything? I would call you a battlefield maiden. And he kind of bows to you, and sort of at the same time you get the hint he's in his own way trying to bat fun at the fact that he spotted you praying to the shield maiden who's an orc.
Is there still people playing music?
A ways away, yeah, they've started up playing music again.
Okay. I would like to finish off whatever drink it is that I'm on. Offer him my hand and just say, "Do you care to dance?"
It would be my pleasure. And he escorts you to the dance floor. You figure out that setup. Gelt, how's it going?
We're pretty good.
So you're at the question now of, was that a soft fade to black, or was that a hard fade to black? Were you committed to the cause?
Yeah, I'm committed to the cause.
Okay, moving on. Adonis.
I would assume at this point that I would have finally lulled myself to sleep. Unfazed by the world. Maybe checking my pocket watch every so often to see if Lephesus might have called me back or anything like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. So you're sleeping.
Yes.
You're good. All right. So, Arden, how's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm stuff
About
of
About this point of you being stuffed, you see Jillian approaching, a large cream-filled bread roll of something in one hand and a large piece of smoked meat in the other. And she seems to be lumbering towards you.
Good luck with that one, buddy.
What do you choose to do?
I wave.
All right, you call attention. She sees you. She waves the hand holding the large piece of smoked meat back at you as she approaches. Oh, hey. Why? Where are you? What are you doing out here all by yourself? Where's your little buddy?
Sadly, he has returned to the earth.
Oh. You see her whole presence, she just kind of deflates for a moment. Her large, broad shoulders bow. She just kind of flops the roasted meat and the cream-filled bread thing on a table. Grabs a couple tankards and downs like 3 of them.
Whew.
Reaches in her pouch and pulls out a fist full of like 30 of those chocolate-covered mushrooms, and she throws like 8 of them in her mouth. And then she offers you some.
I'll accept the offer. It'd be rude not to.
How many do you eat?
1.
Okay. Make a will roll.
Exactly.
No, match the ogre, coward.
Well, if it's an ogre. Oh, 98.
All right. You're like, you went from relaxed to now your body's starting to feel a little bit like kind of like moving underwater, but you're with it cognitively still.
And that was a 98.
It's your second mushroom. All right. So, Guinevere, you have entered the dance floor with Apollo.
I think she's had enough alcohol that she's probably not feeling all that nervous.
She's had a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, she drank a few of those horns.
More alcohol than she's had in a while. Yeah. I'm trying to think. When would be the last time that she's ever danced, though?
She danced on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes forget the ship happened.
That's right. That's the episode nobody gets. That's the 0 session.
Ha ha ha!
All right.
Oh, God.
So you've dragged him out to the floor to dance? What is your intent?
That's a great question. I didn't think I was going to get this far.
It really do be like that.
I'm not used to things going well, so this is nerve-wracking from a player situation. I guess the intent right now is to just dance with him.
Okay. How dances come up? The first is sort of more of a kind of a farmer's style line dance. There's a row dance song that comes up. variety of dances. Most of which, because you grew up in a rural mountain town, you know. or
So I guess I'm taking the lead on those.
Or are easy enough for you to pick up. To your surprise, he never seems to lose footwork. No matter what the band throws, he's prepared for it. He told you he's well traveled. After about the third dance, he actually compliments. I am surprised you know so many. After all, you too are well traveled.
Yeah.
Her well traveled? No.
Oh no, she only trooped all the way around a whole continent for, revenge.
Yeah.
Nah.
I know all the dances from one continent, but none from any of the others.
Luckily, you come from the rich continent, so everybody else is trying to import their stuff. All right. But the dances go well. He dances with you until eventually, he's like, I'm going to grab wine. And he grabs wine and brings wine back.
Okay. I'll continue to drink.
Okay. So,
It's been a rough 2 months that I didn't realize was 2 months. So yeah.
you're so light on your feet, like a soul so pure. And yet you carry such sadness in your eyes. I know you've told me of your troubles, but there's something heavy. Tell me. You say you lost your husband, you lost your child. I have my empathy for you. But why do you still travel this pursuit? Do you still hunt those that harmed you? What is it that drives you? You say you came here to start over. To do what?
Well, I suppose at this point, I'm here to take care of the 2 boys with me. To take care of my sons. Well, they're not my sons, but somebody's sons, and I know that they're grown. But one of them is about the age that my daughter would be now, and he doesn't have much in the way of family. He has his mother, but she's not here with him. And Geld's an elf who's not had parents for a very long time. And having my parents taken away from me, I just can't help but feel that it's not fair to those boys. That they need someone, and that I can be that someone.
Did you say guilt? So
Yes.
you know the magistrate's guest. I did not realize.
I do indeed.
I did not realize I had already met one of your sons. You indeed are a good. You are clearly indeed a good mother to tame such a wild wood elf. His manners were impeccable. You did a splendid job. Everything that's wrong with him is his fault, I'm sure. And he gives you a smile.
I don't know if tame is quite the word that I'd use for that one.
I'm sure that if you have chosen to follow these boys, then I guess that is what you are supposed to do. But no offense, but especially with an elf as a son, when do you cut the strings?
when they need.
You remind me of Lady Morgan. They say Lady Morgan was as selfless and as caring for the children of her kingdom as she was of her own daughter. So much so that the scholars write epics and even children's tales of her sweetness and kindness. Which in fact is true. You grew up, you even remember the stories of the great fair queen of Stonegrad, Queen Morgan. You know, about how when they look in the mirror, she is the fairest of them all. And she was known for her generosity. Matter of fact, she was one of the first people to establish reading programs for the poor. But she was also like almost 2,000, that was like almost 1,800 years ago.
Yeah.
But, you have a good heart. While you're taking care of others, make sure you take care of yourself. Whatever this weight that you carry with you, forgive yourself.
Forgiveness is the hardest part, isn't it?
You're telling me. Though I suppose one should not complain. I've heard of those who've had it worse. I heard once about a man who failed to keep his promise to God. So, they say legend that God smited his brother and then told him to fix it. And when he refused, God gave him immortality and made him walk the earth to see the cost of his inaction. So I suppose it could always be worse. Though, I hear the elves are immortal, and they all seem quite happy. As he motions around to the many, many, many elves who are drinking lots. And while poisoning is not in their concern, inebriation has set in.
I'll look at him and just say, I do think that with the life that I've been given, those are the type of people that I'd like to help out.
That is fair. Perhaps someday, as adventurers, we shall come across again. But I do believe that I am being summoned. And he bows his head, takes your hand, gives it a soft kiss goodbye as he turns and makes his way through the crowd, where you notice that there are a group of hooded figures. Tall, probably each 6'8" to 7'4", who have motioned for him to join them. Based off of their slender build, you're assuming they're elves. Now then, Arden. Jillian is blathering, and she's eaten all of the mushrooms you didn't eat.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Now, the question you have for yourself is, do you stop to comfort her and talk with her? Or do you take the fact that she is currently hugging the leg of lamb, that she is and talking to it as if it is you?
I will go and take a nap.
Where do you go take where do you go take this nap?
The Dragon's Zone.
Okay. So you make your way down to the Dragon's Lily. You walk in. Hello, yes. How can we help you today?
I'd like a room for the night.
For the night? Just for the night? Single room.
Yes.
Let me see
Yes.
here. How are you enjoying the festivities?
It is a very nice welcome back from an adventure.
Well, I am glad to hear that you came back, and blessed be. Remember to drink for those who cannot. And he reaches under the counter and pulls out a stein. Takes a drink.
I accept.
So, a single room tonight will cost you 1 silver.
I pay.
Oh, imagine having a silver.
All right. Go ahead and pay. You are led up to a very nice room. You've stayed here before. You know the accommodations. Now they're just cut down for 1 person.
Can I ask for a house special before I head
A
up?
house special.
Their wine.
Ah. Do you have enough for their wine? Like, when you say their house special, do you mean their house wine, or do you mean the special wine that they advertise having available at their house?
The one they have available at their house.
Okay, because that would be the Elven red wine, the 1507. That's 1 gold.
Oh, then what's the other one that I got last time?
I think you just got the house wine last time.
Yeah, I'll just take
Okay, so no problem. They send up. Due to the festival's festivities, they actually you get a little bonus. You get a bottle of the red that you ordered, and they send up a bottle of white.
Oh.
Not a problem. Those are delivered with haste. Now that you have them, what would you like to do with them?
I shall drink while reading my alchemy book.
Not a problem. You get 0 learning done because you are way too drunk to learn anything. But
That is fair. Reading my alchemy book comforts me.
fair enough. So, Gelt, go ahead and roll me a performance roll.
99.
Roll for athletics.
87.
I think your dice are weighted.
I have an app, brother.
Your app's weighted.
I can't wait.
He was paid.
Boy,
He
yes,
was
you
put in
can. That's the
99
thing you
cents.
said.
Paid.
All right.
Paid app.
Yeah,
All right.
freaking VIP mode.
So those are good rolls. Now, the real question, even or odd?
Odd.
Adonis, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
With a disadvantage.
Because you're
Okay.
sleeping.
Yeah. Understandable. I gotta look and see if I have any stat bonuses in there. Okay, I don't have any stat bonuses in there. 56.
Well, Gelt's noisy. You're not sure what he's doing or who he's with, but he's making noise. And someone's enjoying it.
Oh God.
But
I just roll over and I just whisper. I just moan off to myself. That's not here nor there. I'm trying to sleep.
all you could think is, why
Yeah.
is he jumping on the bed with his sword now? What? So,
I just flick out my pocket watch. We've been gone for 2 months. Doesn't the man know the comforts of a bed? Why is he bouncing on it?
all right. So, Guinevere, you're the last one out and about.
All right. I guess it's time to go home.
All right. Go home. You return to your room at the Titan's Bounty. Where you find, of course, Turn Down Service is taking care of everything, including laying out night clothes for you. And we shall then, unless anybody has any further business, we shall time warp to the next morning.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Arden, you wake up first. You are at the Dragon's Lily in your single room. It is still... the festivities are continuing outside. As the celebration for the Week of the Dead is not yet over. And, what are you doing this morning?
Going out and grabbing some more food. It's breakfast time.
All right, you go out about the festivities, and sure enough, there's plenty of free food and liquor. Meanwhile, back at the Dawning Titans, let's roll initiative.
$22.
Oh, that's the wrong app that I just opened.
97.
72.
Okay. So, Guinevere wakes up first.
Cool. I'll get up, get dressed, and I guess go out to see if anybody else is up yet.
Perfect. Adonis, you're up. What do you do?
I'm gonna mosey on over to the bath, and there's a toilet in here, right? It's not just
Yes,
a
you
bath.
have indoor plumbing.
Okay.
All right, so
Just wanted to double
all
check.
right, so
And I'm gonna use.
so
the
you
bathroom.
leave your room to make your way towards the bathroom. Gelt, you wake up.
Mhm.
There is a odd amount of weight leaning against you, considering you're a guy with no arm on that side.
uh, I'll just relax in bed a bit longer. Take it easy. I've deserved a fucking rest from doing things.
Not a problem. All right, Adonis, you successfully don't clog the plumbing.
Hey, you didn't make work for us.
All right.
As you
So, mosey out.
as you exit the bathroom, you will see Guinevere, and the two of you will smell the distinct smell of pork belly, fresh cut, peppered bacon cooking.
I just looked to Guinevere. God, I love Marco. Never let him leave this place again.
You enter the dining area that you've been using as a meeting area, as all families do. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's true.
Right.
yeah.
And you find, look, it's either the dining room or the kitchen. Okay, every family meets in one of those two places. But you gather in there, and you find, sure enough, plates of bacon and scrambled eggs, some fresh biscuits, and pots of coffee and tea at the ready. Little note, we weren't sure when you'd wake up. Gone to festival.
Gone to festival.
Works for me.
All right,
Cool. I'm gonna get coffee.
Rob, while you two are starting it,
I'm gonna
go ahead.
fill my plate. You know.
All right.
Get to eat.
While you two are filling up on your plates, Gelt, what's going on?
I am terrible. What was that lady's name again? I am completely.
Oh,
Ooh.
I was
That much time.
Ow.
you've met her before, though.
I'm terrible with fucking names.
You should have wrote it down as you were sleeping with her.
Oh my god.
You better hope it doesn't come up. You better give her some cute little nickname.
History check.
Oh, you are.
Disadvantage times 2.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah. 3 rolls. Lowest roll goes.
Whew. 70. What do I have history? Hold on. 79.2.
Name is Essa.
Hey, at least that freaking.
That's what I
apple
thought.
making noise.
Her name is Essa.
Damn it.
Everyone want to see me fail.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious.
Oh, I would have loved it. I would have thought it was hysterical.
Yeah, I know you guys would
It
have.
would have fit your character.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to see if Essa's awake, and if she is, see if she wants some food that is more than likely already prepared, either from the festival or out here.
She says breakfast sounds great.
I'm gonna keep sipping my coffee.
All right, then it's time to go get some food.
You know, sip my coffee. Think about my plans for the day.
So, when you go to get food, do you leave Essa behind or do you take her with you?
No, I'll take her with me, just because.
Okay.
That's that's.
Okay.
That's not
All
nice
right. No,
to
hold
leave somebody.
on. Hold on. Now, the two of you have to play a game now. We have to play a mini game. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For starters, let's make a Constitution roll now that you've gotten out of bed.
So I just want you to know, before modifier, it's 69.
All right.
Nice.
Do I have a modifier? I don't have a modifier, baby.
Oh, and no modifier. Epic number. Under the
Yes.
under the DC.
Nice.
Ooh, damn.
Makes it even better.
It does make it better.
So as you get up,
He was under something for sure.
you realize that you don't remember anything after the stairs in great detail. So you don't know where her clothes are.
Yeah, I'll give her one of my. I'll give her Oh no, yeah, I'll give her a cloak and a shirt of mine, some pants.
Okay. No problem. She takes your lead on this one. So, Gelt walks into breakfast with Essa dressed in one of his shirts and a cloak over her shoulders. Barefoot.
I sip my coffee. I look at Guinevere. I think I need to move rooms. Just keep sipping.
There's a free room under mine. Take it.
Essa turns when she hears there's free room under mine. She goes, I thought you had more of a mother-son relationship with both of them.
I just want to slowly turn my head at her. Be like, I don't even know who you are.
I'm just gonna sip
How
my
do you?
coffee.
Okay, no, hang on, Gel. Who's your friend here?
Her name is Essa.
Oh, you remember?
Shut up, ethereal voice of Arden. I definitely can't hear this. Oh yeah, no, we ran into each other at the wine fountain, and she offered me a cigarette.
This makes a lot more sense now. Thank you very much. Just drink the rest of my coffee and refill the pot.
I continue to sip my coffee as I stand up and just like, yep, gonna have to move rooms and walk towards the kitchen.
Easy enough. As you exit to go to the kitchen, Bella walks in. She steps in. She looks over to Gelt and Essa, and just even through her fur, you see her blush as she just kind of turns and walks out of the room. As she leaves, you see a very confused walking in, looking at her sister leaving, Lucia, who then looks in the room and just kind of rolls her head. Your guests' clothes have been laundered, and I will have them to your room short. If there's nothing else, I'll collect some dishes. And she just takes dishes and leaves as quickly as she can. So, Gelt, Essa, Guinevere, three of you are just sitting there. How's it going?
Hi there, dear. My name is Guinevere. It's good to meet you.
We've met before. It was at the poorhouse, I believe. It's where I first met.
Oh, God.
It's where I first met you and your son. It's a shame, but you know.
Oh, yes.
But even without the arm.
I'm so sorry.
Yes. Well, that's okay. It's your son's pretty cute even without an arm. And she leans over and she just kind of.
I don't need to hear that much. I'm still his mother.
Well,
She just called me cute. Damn.
well, you should
Adon,
be proud.
Adon's just standing in
I
the other
didn't
room.
know humans could have such cute elf sons. And she reaches over and she flicks Gelt's nose.
Adon's just sitting there sipping his coffee, going
You're
to
not
put his
even
dish
here, I
away.
thought.
I'm
thinking to
embarrassed
himself,
for Gelt.
Something's wrong. You know, somebody who's ugly is being called cute right now. He just feels it in his bones.
And it's not him.
No, he's not upset that it's not him. He's upset somebody's being lied to.
See, didn't need the arm. See, that shows the bumpkin. One of a kind. No metal arm required.
So, I was kind of thinking, why don't you send out one of your servants to go ahead and pick up some things from the festival for us, and we go back and have an indoor picnic?
Sure, yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's around though, but oh well, actually no. Bella and Lucia just came back.
Well, yeah, Marco's the only one who said going to the festival.
Yeah.
All right. Well, unless someone stops you or you have something to do, Essa's going to lead you back, and you're going to fade to black for the day.
No, I'm good.
Oh my God, Gelt.
It's a picnic. Fuck.
That is
No,
not
it's
what
not.
that means.
Shut up.
That's not what that means.
No, fully not what that means. I'm gonna go help Adonis move the shit in his room.
It's a picnic.
Okay.
Sure.
This head, picking rooms? Yeah, closest to the bathroom. That's where I want to be. Adonis is regretting every decision he's made.
So, Arden, you've been out there.
Yeah.
You got yourself some free food, some free beverage. How you doing? What's going on with you?
I'm enjoying my morning. And I was gonna head back to get my fill to read my alchemy book.
Well, you remember it this time.
It's been a while since I've been back in town.
So, where are you going to go to?
Gotta
Where are you
relax.
going to go to read this book?
I don't know where the best place to be. Let's go to the park. Actually, I don't know. Weather kind of sucks this time.
Yeah, it's pouring.
Yeah. The bookstore.
Okay, you go over to Akiba's Books to find the bookstore closed. Where would you like to go after that?
Are there places to sit at the Adventurers Guild?
Yeah, you go over to the guild hall, and there are places to sit if you can manage to find one that does not already have a butt in it. But it is end of Goblin Slayer rowdy in here.
Oh God.
Yeah. Like, the festival is going on here, too. And it's mostly dwarves that work here. So they're celebrating while they're working.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's pretty wild.
Oh, a seat's a seat.
All right, you go ahead and you find yourself a spot on one of the benches. You use a bit of your cloak to try to dry off a spot where all the spilled ale was and get out your book. All right, you're doing your thing. So that brings us back to Adonis and Guinevere. We'll say about this point there is a blushing Bella who is carrying a load of folded laundry to be delivered, walking by the two of you, while Lucia is in the kitchen just sort of rolling her eyes, muttering to herself. I don't understand. I'll never understand. Floor is yours.
Is it mine? Hold on. Did I miss that?
Both of you.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's you and me.
Oh, okay. Fuck it. My bad. Zoned out there for a second. There's a lot of other stuff going on. I'm just sitting here in my little head, you know.
Too many voices.
Too many voices, exactly. You know, some of it's Bargoth, some of it's Adonis. It's all over the place.
It's mostly Bargoth.
It's a lot of Bargoth. I'm gonna, put my cup in the sink and just look at Lucio. Yeah, I don't get it either. It looks like a donkey kicked him in the face multiple times. I don't understand. I don't have time to understand. I gotta go make money. Thank you, for all your help today.
Oh,
If I don't see Marco before you,
not a
thank you for
problem.
breakfast.
If you one shortening moment, he should be here within the hour.
Okay. I should hopefully still be around. We'll see where the day takes me.
As she looks up from what she's doing, oh no, I apologize. You have a guest scheduled to be here within an hour.
Oh, okay. Then I will be here. And
Okay.
yeah, cool.
Arden.
Yep.
It's about this point that a slender elven figure you've met before, who once offered you work, comes and sits across from you. Always good to see a young man reading. Studying hard, you can do great things.
There's always more to learn.
Well, it seems that you have become acquainted with some friends of mine. And I am on my way to have a meeting with them. And I'm afraid that you are going to join me for this meeting.
Okay. I mean, I got time.
I appreciate your cooperation. And when he stands up, he pats the, just kind of absent-mindedly, he pats the 3 rapiers on his hip. I always like it when we can do things easily. This way. And he leads you through the guild hall and out. You notice that wherever he steps, none of the Dragonborn town's guard look. You arrive at the Titan's Bounty. You are greeted by Lucia, who leads the two of you upstairs. And arriving right behind you, before you arrive, before you go up the stairs, is Akiba, of Akiba's books, who also arrives. And I am missing a token. But Guinevere, Adonis, you are now at the table. The dining room converted to meeting table.
Yeah, that's how it goes. This room was perfect for all the occasions.
That's right. But the two of you arrive and are now sitting at a meeting with these individuals.
So we got Akiba, Arden, and Lephistus.
Yep.
Everyone but me.
Yeah, I know where
yeah.
you're at.
Yeah,
I'm
we
aware.
fucking know.
We've put 2 and 2 together.
You never know. Common Core
We
math.
could kick him out.
That was after I
Wait.
graduated. All
Did I
right.
walk into the room with him?
Yeah,
To the
Oh,
dining
I'm
room.
getting your tokens.
Where's one arm?
Ooh, where's one arm? Alright.
Surprisingly, he's having fun with 2 other arms.
Okay.
It is a pleasure to see your returns. And you see
Good to see you, Lephistus.
Lephistus curtsies his head.
About him.
I had feared for the worst. I had thought you had all gone and died. Make matters worse, I thought you had died and taken the bookkeeper with you.
Luckily, none of that happened. Sadly, we were gone for 2 months.
Yes, about that. So, Akiba, you asked me to fetch the elf. Why? I asked you to fetch our cousin. Because our cousin was there to witness the event. This, and he pulls out the jar containing the multi-green shaded crystal and places it on the table.
Ah, the ogre's remains.
This is not the ogre's remains. This is naturally compressed mana. This is a spell stone, not mana trapped in glass. This is mana turned into physical asset.
Okay. Okay, again, Akiba, smartest guy I know. It's not gonna get much past of, you telling me that it's mana. Any more of an explanation?
I think, please, perhaps the alchemist would be able to explain this better, but I will attempt my layman terms if you don't mind, Akiba. What Akiba is trying to say is that normally mana is a thing that we can't physically touch. We all know this. Mana exists around us. We are not able to physically interact with it. Unless you cast spells, which is the manipulation of bringing mana into the physical world. This is what happens when nature does it without direction. It became an object. You are looking at a naturally occurring spellstone. Is that the watered-down version of what you're trying to say, Akiba? Yes, it is. I don't understand why you didn't understand it the first time.
I'm not understanding why you're not understanding.
I just look at him. Not all of us grew up reading books all day, or had the time to do it, with all your many years of knowledge you've had.
Anyhow, I believe that this... And he pulls out the documents that he collected. I believe that the goblins were simply trying to do what they read or thought they read out of these papers. I'm assuming the goblins either stole them or must have eaten a gnome. The gnome had been working on a process to create this, to create the heart of what translates to the heart of God. I think that the goblins misunderstood it to think that it meant to summon a god. When in reality, what they're referencing to is creating pure power. Creating something from nothing. The power of God. That is what we have sitting in this jar before us. And I believe that it is the answer to many of our situations. I understand. Tell me, what is the plans of the Dawning Titans now?
Well, as we spoke, Hephaestus, I need work. Um, can't afford to pay the bills. Need money to do such a thing. And within that work, I do have a more private matter to speak with you about, but that can wait until any further conversation is had between the people we have here currently.
Fair enough. Any input, Guinevere?
Not really.
Arden?
No, I don't got anything.
Arden, make a history check.
99.
So,
Hey.
to give you, because you're the one person in this room that has a legit chance of truly understanding the depth of what these guys just said, imagine you're Edward Elric and someone just handed you the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah. It's definitely like why they brought me here.
That's what's sitting in the jar in front of you.
I still don't know like why why am I here? What do they want me to do besides just keep quiet?
Hephaestus pulls a cigarette, takes a long drag, looks to you. So, Gravewatch. Do you understand the value of this gem?
Yes.
Then,
It is something that could be
if
heard
if
of
gr-
as like a myth.
well, if Gravewatch is currently unemployed and the Dawning Titans are currently seeking employment as well, then I have come at the great urging of counsel who advises, and he throws a glance to Akiba, who's at this point like shuffling the papers he laid on the table frantically. There was a secondary strange location that was reported by your group. I would like to hear your
Yes.
testimony in comparison to the tree.
Well, I guess if I had to compare it 1 to 1, the only difference is one was a rock while the other was a tree. But besides that, they're pretty close to the same thing.
Acting on behalf of the magistrate's office, the magistrate would officially like to hire Gravewatch in conjunction with the Dawning Titans to investigate the ruins in which Death Warden Grew disappeared.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, you guys not know about that, do you?
didn't I?
We
We
knew
knew
he
he
would-
left to go investigate it. We didn't know he disappeared in it.
Well,
Yeah.
you know that necrotic acid.
Huh?
That's where it came from.
Mm.
We believe that Death Warden Gru may be trapped inside as you were. We would like for you to perform an asset acquisition and return our precious warden to us, as well as to acquire any naturally formed mana that we believe is sitting at the heart of what were you calling it? It's called a labyrinth. It is creating an organic existence, an organic being out of nothing but pure mana. You talk about this and you're trivializing it, Lephistus. Lephistus just kind of raises a hand. Calm yourself, cousin. Not all of us can afford to be as passionate as you. I believe that with these, if these things are occurring, we first have to determine whether or not they're being created by goblins each time, or whether these are natural occurrences that are being manipulated. Either way, the magistrate, while allowing research to be performed upon these objects, the magistrate's office would like to keep these objects out of general circulation until we can deem that they are safe. But by the laws of Dresselhime, that means we have to acquire the ones that exist first before anyone else. And we currently have a missing Death Warden, which we would really like to have fixed. The magistrate's not happy that he's had to give all the speeches this year. It's supposed to be the Death Warden that does this.
No worries. Pay-wise, though, I would like to work something out to the extent of at least having my home and servant finances taken care of for the remainder of their contract, or at least half of their contract, because there's no telling how long we may be gone for again.
How many of these things did you think that there were? How many, Akiba? I told you, Lephistus, I don't know. There could be dozens, there could be hundreds. Okay. So. The magistrate's office is prepared to provide the Dawning Titans the following. In conjunction, the Titan's bounty here hath property will be reverted back to the magistrate's office, in which the magistrate will hold it in title for the Dawning Titans, at which point, under contract, while it is in the possession of the magistrate's office, all housing staff of current staff and future staff of potential with future agreement in writing under the magistrate's jurisdiction shall be granted. All current staff granted immediately under my authority, therefore paid, covered, no arguments. As well as it'll just be tacked onto the rent and disappear into the bookkeeping. That being said, Grave Watch, you are hereby under contract and hired so long as you agree to travel and work with them. You will be housed on behalf as guest to the Dawning Titans. That way we can keep you all in one place where I know you will be. Is everyone good with that? The Grave Watch will save their money on the costs of room and board. You'll manage to have your housekeeping taken care of, as well as a few other benefits. But this does not extend to any livestock fees or anything like that. I'm pretty sure I can squeeze that into the budget.
Understood. So, just out of curiosity, because it does leave us potentially, from what we've discovered the last time, gone for 2 months, with being stuck in the labyrinth for a month and then marching back for a month. When we come back, will our finances still be taken care of?
I give you
for a month, our time after.
I will have the contract drawn up for 5 years.
Oh, okay. No, that'll do it.
Yes.
Okay.
If there are truly dozens or even hundreds of these anomalies in existence, I think you'll be quite busy.
Yeah. Mm, more than likely.
Excellent. Both of you, Guinevere and Adonis, I need both of you to make perception checks.
74.
Oh, that's a nat 100.
Hey,
A nat 0 and a nat 100 in the same episode.
Nat 1.
Lefestus is
Nat
Or,
1.
yeah, nat
Lefe-
0. Fuck me, dude. I'm so tired.
Lefestus's body language is wrong. He's not walking and stepping the way he normally would. Guinevere, you catch the fact that he's not using his right leg properly. It doesn't look like he's bending the knee. Every now and then, as he talks, you see a slight wince that comes across the corner of his eyes. As you can tell, he's doing his best to keep his composure while he's in quite a bit of pain.
Do I notice anything or no? Am I
You
oblivious to it?
notice the fact that he's not walking properly. You just don't catch all the fine details.
Got it.
Hmm. Oh, God. Um, I guess I'll oh God. I guess yeah, I'll just say, "Are you all right, dude? Do you need to sit down for a bit?" And just pull out a chair.
I appreciate your concern, but I'm afraid I don't have much time to sit. As a matter of fact, I must be on my way. I will have the contract delivered to you upon the morrow or by this eve. If there's any finer details between the contract that you need to rework, please inform my scribes immediately when they arrive. They will have authority to act in the needed ways.
I will add in. I do need to talk to you still about a private matter if we can walk and talk.
Certainly. And with that, he'll exit with you to go downstairs and talk. Akiba will leave with the two of you, but when the two of you stop to talk downstairs, Akiba continues out.
Okay.
You're alone on the store floor.
I'll tell him. I basically tell him. I would like to get to Mark. We discussed it long before we left off on our surprisingly 2-month long adventure. But it was for the most part decided amongst us and myself that I would take it on.
Come back with the Death Warden.
All right.
When you do, we will sit down. We will have this conversation.
Hopefully see you in less than 2 months' time.
If you can just bring back the Death Warden, or more to the point, bring back that mana crystal if it exists. While you were gone, quite a bit has happened. Most people don't even know the news yet.
I assumed. I mean, I can't exactly tell it all, but something did a number.
The kingdom of Dolan has slain the great black dragon.
Oh,
The great black dragon now kneels at the feet of the Lich Queen.
ooh.
Yeesh.
Interesting.
Dwarven ships bringing their yearly harvest back to their homeland, have been attacked by wyverns on the seas. There are prophets who are saying that Bahamut shall sail across the world and cast his shadow in the coming year. Do you know why the dwarves hoard all of the precious gold and gems in their mountains?
Probably to feed the dragons.
It's bait. When Bahamut wakes, he shall seek out a new horde. And each time he does, he attacks the Empire.
Got it.
Come with me. Let me introduce you to the one who sleeps. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Hey,
All right. So, real quick, for everybody out there, thank you if you stayed in this long. If not, and you left early, well, forget you. You left early. You're not here anyway. Who cares? But for those of you who stuck around, you're pretty cool. Thank you for sticking around. If you want to support what we do here, show us some love, go on over to the TTRPGProject.com. Become a member where you'll be able to get access to the rules and things of the game that we're playing. The game is in beta test, so we are taking feedback. That's kind of the cool part about it. Send us your love. I know by the time this video comes out and you guys will have seen it, the whole drama in the tabletop world will have come to an end. But remember, don't support companies that hate you. Come and support independent creators who actually love what we're doing. If you want to show some love for that, go on over to the TTRPGProject.com. Show some love, join, become a member, gain access to all the latest rules and lore and everything else that we come out. Get to put in your feedback about it. Drop some comments down in the comment section below. Subscribe, thumbs up, Rumble, all that business. Let the cast know that you love them if you love them. If you hate them, keep it to yourself because we don't really care. But otherwise, thank you in all seriousness for hanging around. And we look forward to hopefully you guys finding this entertaining this week and next week. And seriously, go pick up some merch. We have hoodies that are awesome and stickers and
They are.
all kinds of
They are
other
warm.
stuff. And by the way, anybody who's been tracking our social media long enough, you might have a clue as to who Bargoth is. If you know what we mean when we say Bargoth stuff, leave some Bargoth stuff down in the comments. Until next time,
The greatest stuff.
have a good night.